Alright, this time around I got myself a Canam Spyder, probably about a year old, and they went ahead and put a pinstripe job on it probably about a year ago. They didn't like it much anymore, so they wanted me to take it on off and put something else they wanted on it. So they gave me an idea, and we agreed on it, and we went from there. And to remove the pinstriping right there, just take some easy off oven cleaner. I'm using the heavy duty, you can see right there, and I just do a light coat on there, let it bubble up for around 10 minutes. Then I go ahead and take like a scraper, something that's like a rubber base, nothing sharp. Scrape it off a little bit, get another layer or two on there, scrape it off again. Third layer, boom. Paint job smooth, nothing damaged to it, ready to go. DA the whole thing. Make sure I get all of it real good. Avoid the edges, you can see I did right there, because you'll cut right through it. So I hit it with some gray Scotch-Brite, scuff up the edges, make sure it's all good. Then I back tape it, because you sure as heck don't want to have any overspray on the backside of anything. Even though a lot of it's covered up, just want to make sure. I want it to look good. And before I even got the job, they sent me pictures of what they were thinking about their bike. I put it in Procreate, I did a sketch. It helps kind of sell the job, people, so it makes the customers happy. They like where you're going with it, and you kind of go from there. So after it was all said and done, cleaned up the parts right there, I put some transfer tape down. That's just sticky back paper. Drew it all out, cut it all out. There's a reference for my ideas. And I just started airbrushing it, putting down the white base to give my colors a lot of pop. And if you look right there, there's two stripes of yellow on both sides right there. They're not really taped down tight, they're loose. So I'm letting whatever overspray is kind of fly underneath. I don't want a sharp edge there. I'm just going to like fade it out. And I cut and taped out the palm tree areas just so I know where not to go. I just don't want to put anything interesting in those areas. So now I'm just using photo references for everything. And you can see right there, I kind of painted over the emblem. They didn't want the emblem on. I can't take it off unless I do a lot of body work. So we just painted over it. A lot of fading of colors back and forth. And I really reduce it down so it's really thin. It's not thick paint, so they kind of blend in really nice and easy. Little trick, just take yourself a paper towel and just rip it up, and that becomes my edge of the clouds, and just kind of fade it out, do little highlights on it and kind of fade it out. Looks pretty decent. So now I'm trying to tighten up that horizon line. Go ahead and take some tape, just lay it on down, nice and tight. Spray my edge. Kind of blend the colors in, make it darker, because as it goes further back into the horizon, the water gets darker and darker. Make sure everything looks good and peel the whole thing. Okay, there we go. Another reference for the palm trees. And I taped it back up and sprayed the black. I didn't want to have any overspray on. After I sprayed that, I had my colors blocked in. Now I just start really freehanding it, really light, to kind of figure out where my palm trees go. While I was doing it, I wasn't too sure about the whole horizon line on the saddlebags because they kind of have an angle. So luckily the people didn't live too far away, so I drove on out to their place, had them laid onto the bike, and kind of got a better horizon line angle for it. It's not perfectly straight across, it's still a little angle, but it's not drastic like it was before. And the customer also wanted teal in the foreground when it's hitting the coastline. It's not natural to have teal in the foreground like that. It's usually just oranges and dark colors. But I made it work. I kind of blended it out. Looked pretty decent. Everything looked good. Faded on out. Because it's smaller pieces, I just freehanded in the silhouette of the palm trees this time instead of taping it off. Just threw it on out there. You can see I did it real loose, real loosey-goosey. Didn't want to get too crazy because that's my base color. And from there, I'm going to start doing pinstriping. So I just got myself a junky old liner brush from like the hobby store. Slapped it in there, looks fine. This is some of my colors right here. I probably got about a good 15 colors I use, just blending all these colors in to get that whole sunset look. It's a lot. It's not 3 colors, it's quite a bit. All right, you can see here, more details around it. Put a little highlight in some of the palm trees, put a little white in there, and then I dust some candy on to kind of make it look like it was glowing off the trees, the sunset, because you got all that light bouncing everywhere. All right, clear coating time. There's no real heavy lines on this, so I was able to just really hammer on 4 or 5 good coats of clear on this thing because it's flat. I was able to really just slam it on there. Let it sit a good day or so, wet sand this thing, get it smoothed out real good, buff it up, it's good for pickup. And you can see right here the logo, I just painted right through that logo, so the black part of the logo has the ocean in it. So it's a compromise. Didn't take it off, didn't ignore it, it's right in the middle. So here it is all put together. The shine matches the rest of the shine of the bike. Everything looks good. The colors fade in, goes right into the original OEM paint job color. It's a lot going on, but it's subtle at the same time. And that's how I like to do my paint jobs. Alright, if you like everything, follow me, like me, check out my work. I got other paint jobs on here. Check it all out. I'm sure I got some on here for you to like. Alright, later.